Hi, welcome to tutorial number 27 for CSCI 130 Introduction to Programming here at the University of Wisconsin Parkside. In this tutorial we're gonna now finish with the application for the class average application for chapter 10. In our previous tutorial we were able to program at the add grade button. So now what we're gonna do is the average. So on the add grade button, you remember we were entering 10 numbers, 10 grades from 0 to 100, and then once we got all 10 grades here, we just disable this button, and then we give the focus to the average button. So now we're gonna double click. Now the purpose of this one is gonna be adding all the numbers that are in this list and then divided that by 10 so we can get the average. Okay, again going back to figure 10.17 in the textbook, if we continue with the lines of code on 24 to 47, for that button we're gonna define a variable total, which is the one that we're gonna use to add the numbers. So here we're gonna be adding numbers on this list box. So we're gonna have a number, let's say that's 100, then we had another number which is a 50, so we're gonna add on total 100 plus a 50, 150 plus the other number. So we're gonna be adding all those numbers in variable total. Okay, and then the grade counter, because we know we got 10 grades, so this is gonna go, the one that's gonna keep us track. Okay, we got all the grades, and how that we read an individual grade, and finally we get the average. So let's go and define these variables too, from 29 to 32. So it's my total, so I double click on average, and then I say dim average, total, total as integer, I guess, initialize to 0. Okay, then grade counter, as integer, initialize to 0 too. And grade and average, I don't think we need to initialize, so it's an integer and a double. So let's see, dim grade as integer and dim average as double. Okay, I got two A's over there. Okay, now let's see, now we're gonna loop. Why? Because we are going to be adding numbers in here until we get all 10 numbers added in variable total, right? So then here it says grade equals, we get an element from the grade list item. So here we're providing the counter is initially on 0. Remember that the items that are inside a list box I'm sorry, the items that are here, we make the difference with an index. So the first element of the list is index 0, element 0 is the number 1, and then 1, 2, 3. So this is gonna be labeled from 0 to 9. Okay, so the second number, the second grade will be the one with the index 1, the third grade with the index 2, and again the first one is the one with index 0. So here you see it says get a grade from the list box, from items, grade counter. Grade counter initially is 0, so it's the index 0, and then add that grade to my variable total. Total initially has a 0, so I get a grade from there, and then I add it, and then I increment my grade counter, and then I keep looping until grade counter greater or equal than 10, line 4. So let's go with line 35, and then here I say do, and then we're gonna get a grade from where? From the list box, list box 1 dot items, and then this is gonna be my grade counter. Okay, and then we say total plus equals dot grade and grade counter plus equals 1. Okay, and then my do loop, you see, is not complete because I need to say until the grade counter greater or equal than 10. So here is loop until grade counter greater or equal than 10. Okay, so once we're done with the loop, what we're doing in the loop is we are adding all the grades, which are 10 grades. So we're ready to compute the average. So we're going to say average equals whatever is in total divided by 10. That should be the average, right? So we're going to check. That's what they have on line 42. Then we're ready to display the answer on the label. So let's go and see. The label is this, which is my label 4 in my case. Then I'm gonna do the same here. So they have label 4, but look at that they use the string format, and they put that as a the formatting with the F instead of, remember in the previous example we used the C for formatting as money, and then F here in this, like, it's gonna format as a float, that number with decimals. So here we're gonna say, okay, label, forgot the number, label 4. Okay, label 4 dot text equals average. I mean, this should be enough, but I mean, they said, oh, that doesn't look good, let me give some formatting. So string dot format. So we know this, and then here we know we do curly brackets with quotation, comma, and then key 0 colon F, just like that, right? Okay, now we're done, but now this is okay. Let's now disable and enable the add button. Remember that the add button was disabled. I said, okay, in case that another teacher with 10 students, or the teacher wants to make another average of another 10 grades, then we're gonna say button 1 dot enable equals true. And we can go back to this text box, so we can send the focus over there. So we can say text box 1 dot I'm sorry dot focus there. So I guess we're done. We got all the information. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Okay, I don't see any errors, so let's press F5. This is what we have. Now I'm gonna enter grades. I'm gonna enter 10, 50, 56, 100. I say 10 the first time instead of saying 100. I don't know why. 100, another 100, 90, 56, 67, 98, 34. I'm sorry. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 grades. So now we click on this button, and it gives me the average. Here you see 81.70. Now it's formatted, and then I can enter grades again here, and then look, I got grades over here. So I'm gonna say 23 add grade, and then boom. Isn't that beautiful? Clear. Okay, so I'm ready for posting this. So check for the posting in D12.